Welcome into it this morning, guys, or this afternoon, should I say. I'm very excited on both AM and FM today to be talking with the daughter of the late country great Hank Williams, Jett Williams. How are you?
I'm doing fine, Stephanie.
Well, I'm very excited. I want to tell you how honored I am to be talking with you this morning, especially after I have read all about your life. Well, as you don't know this, but I'm adopted like you, except you have a beautiful story to tell. Tell us, when you were growing up, tell us a little bit about what happened to you from birth.
Well, the thing about it is I grew, as you said, I grew up as an adopted child, and I went on a search to find out who I was, and not only did I find out that I was the daughter of Hank Williams, I found out that I was wanted. And with that, I made an announcement, got sued, ended up in the courts, but that's all been resolved. And gosh, it's almost been over 25 years ago that all this took place. And so I have moved on, and I'm real proud to be the producer of the Mother's Best box set that we're talking about today, co-produced with Time Life to be able to share this archival material with all the Hank fans and all the new Hank fans.
Well, yes, and you're going to have new Hank fans, too. Now, listen, one thing I wanted to look at before we move on, because I want to talk about the box set. When you went through your search for your identity, how frustrating was that for you?
I'm sorry?
When you went to search for your identity and you got roadblock after roadblock, how frustrating was that? Because it took me 11 years to find my birth parents.
Well, it was very frustrating, and, it's kind of hard for younger people to understand because there wasn't an internet.
Correct.
And the other thing is, I also believe that some of the laws have changed to where having access to records are a little bit more available. But I was very frustrated because most everybody knew who I was. I just didn't know who I was, and so therefore, people were a lot closed-mouthed. There was a lot of fame and fortune tied up in this because, as I said, the administrators and attorneys all knew where I was, and so did most of the family members.
Well, your dad's untimely death, I mean, I know there was a lot of people, like, and we see with others who have gone, they have their money, their hands in it, and everybody wants a piece of the action. And I think that sounds to me that, that's why they kept you in the dark, because everybody wanted some of it. Well,
it's that plus, when somebody dies, you have an estate, and you usually keep it open about a year.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the administrators and attorneys kept my father's estate open for 23 years to my 21st birthday, and then they ran the statutes on me for 2 years and said, hey, she never showed up.
Wow.
So this is an estate that was open for 23 years, and so therefore the administrators and attorneys knew that I existed. They even knew where I was. They elected not to put me on notice, and that's what the court's rule was, that they had a legal obligation to notify me, and they basically said, hey, in a letter, we're not going to give her anything. We've got her buried. She'll never find out. Let sleeping dogs lie. So, when the court saw that they, as they said, made a business decision,
right,
that I could never find out, and then it was, well, guess what? I found out.
Right, and the truth came out. Well, tell us about your relationship with your brother, Hank Jr. How is that going? I know you guys have worked together.
Yes, of course, we were on opposite sides during this, along with on the original litigation, and it was also with the publishers for the ownership of the copyrights. So it wasn't just Hank Jr. and I fighting, but once we settled all of that, we co-own the estate, and as I said, this is over 25 years ago now,
right,
and we've been doing business together. We've agreed and disagreed on everything, and we actually joined our lawyers together to fight for the Mother's Best because there was a dispute over who actually owned the recordings. and we were able to go with our lawyers together, win a landmark case, and gained possession of the title of this music, and then we were able to team up with Time Life, and what you have as a result is a Grammy-nominated box set of a wonderful historical treasure trove.
That's right. And when I received it, oh my goodness, I can't tell you the flood of emotion that came back for me, because I grew up with Hank from my dad. And, so those recordings really, really touched my heart. After this, I'm going to spotlight one of my favorites by your dad is Mind Your Own Business. I love that.
That's a great song that he wrote. Actually, that song came from a situation to where he had back surgery and wasn't feeling very well, and he had 2 nights, and the first night he didn't get a very good review of the show. Basically wrote the song for the reporter saying just mind your own business. And then the next night he went out and nailed it.
I love it. Well, there are so many people, and my dad is come and gone, but I know he would be so proud. I want to thank you guys for putting this out, and it is just something that we will always be able to have now, and they sound so good.
Well, the music is generational, as you said. I'll hear, "Oh, my dad loved your dad," or gosh, I remember my mom singing that song, and I love him, and now my kids sing Jambalaya, and my dad loved the great state of Louisiana and lived there part of the time, and he's got the Louisiana Cajun in his blood and in his music.
That's right. Well, Jett Williams, I am going to let you go on to the next interviewer because I know everybody wants to talk with you. I'm so honored to have talked with you this morning. And guys, it's Hank Williams, the complete Mother's Best collection. And oh boy, it's just awesome. Jett, thanks for your time.
Hey, thank you, and Stephanie, and we appreciate the interest.
You got it. All right, have a great day, and happy 4th of July belated.
You too.
All right, bye-bye. As promised, guys, now I'm going to play you one of these digitally remastered songs, Mind Your Own Business, right here on KVPI. Here's Hank Williams. Enjoy it.
If you mind your business, you won't have time to be fooling around with mine. Let's go. If the wife and I are fussing, brother, that's alright. 'Cause me and that sweet woman's got a license to fight. Why don't you mind your own business? Mind your own business. 'Cause if you mind your business, then you won't be minding mine. Oh, the woman on our party line's a nosy thing. She picks up her receiver when she knows it's my ring. Why don't she mind her own business? Mind your own business. Well, if you mind your business, then you won't be minding mine. All right, Don. She wears her hair up high, and the boys all whistle when she walks by. Why don't they mind their own business? Mind your own business. Well, if you mind your business, then you won't be minding mine. If I want a honky-tonk around till 2 or 3, now, brother, that's my headache. Don't you worry about me. You just mind your own business. Mind your own business. 'Cause if you mind your business, then you won't be minding mine. If I get my head beat black and blue, now that's my wife and my stove wood too. Why don't you mind your own business? Mind your own business. Well, if you mind your business, then you won't be minding mine. All right, Fitness Bird. Minding other people's business seems to be high tone. It takes all of my time just to mind my own. Why don't you mind your own business? Mind your own business. 'Cause if you mind your business, you'll stay busy all the time.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, sir,